Why? I mean, when this first came out, 50 million. Now it's, 25,000.
Difference.
That's a lot less.
Well, that 50 million grabbed your attention, right?
Yes.
If the stories, the salacious allegations in the CNN report didn't grab your attention, this counter lawsuit to say that I think that I'm being defamed grabbed your attention, and that $50 million was even greater. Like, wow, they're going after them. Intent, well received. However, we have something called the rules of civil procedure in our state, and one of those rules, Rules 8, require that you have to, if an amount in controversy is over $25,000, you just have to say that this exceeds $25,000. And it's important to know that we have jurisdictional limits. If I file a small claims court case, it's under $10,000. If I file a case in district court, it's under $25,000. If I want to make it to superior court, it has to be at least $25,000 that I'm looking for. Either you owe me $25,000, either you've taken $25,000, or I'm believing that I'm going to receive an amount that's over $25,000. So the rules clearly say in excess, so you don't get this shock factor. So you're not trying to give a wild buzz factor. What you are saying is, I believe they owe me this amount. It exceeds the jurisdictional limit. I'm in the right court. Thank you for allowing me to be here. That's all it's for, not for this other stuff that his attorney was attempting to do.
So let's talk about the election, right? If Robinson were to win this election, how can this case continue to affect the results of the election?
If he ends up winning the case, and say, for instance, he is convicted as well. I mean, not convicted. Take that back. If he's found to if CNN was found to have defamed him, right? Then obviously he would be paid and he would be the sitting governor. But on the other side, if he was to win and he was found, the case would be dismissed. Case over, the defamation case is tossed. I mean, so both cases, I think they would have no impact on the political aspect of it. If anything, this is a last-ditch effort to make sure that I show strength and confidence in my candidacy. I have this campaign that's run, that we still have to run. We have 17 days that's left. We were attacked with a major story that came at the credibility of my candidacy. So I have to ensure that I fight back, and in the way that I fight back in today's era, we're a very litigious society. I sue.
Legal action.
I'm going to take legal action. My attorneys will be calling you, and that was what he said originally, and they've stood by that. And so at least I commend them for doing exactly what they said.
They were going to do.
They said we're going to sue, and they have now sued. Now, do I believe there's a merit or success on this suit? Different question. I truly think that that's going to be a harder thing to show.
Well, that's the whole thing, though. I mean, the first hearing of one of those defendants doesn't come until like a week or a couple of weeks after the general. So, I mean, what can happen? I mean, even if this case goes forward, the election may be decided here in North
election
Carolina.
is going to be 100% decided before this happens. I mean, so you have two folks that were sued. You have CNN, and then you have Mr. Love Money. I mean, that name, you got to pull that out of a movie script, right? So Mr. Love Money has a motion to dismiss. So if I'm ever sued, the very first thing I'm going to do is file a motion to dismiss. I'm going to be alleging that you have failed to state a claim where money can be received, and that I have defenses to whatever you're saying, specifically truth. If you're saying that this is defamation, one of the standards is that what I said had to be false, and that I had to know that it was false. And because he's a public figure, I would have had to act it with recklessness, that I was actual malice, that I decided that I knew it was false, and I still said it anyway. That burden is extremely high. But the very first thing I'm going to point to is, Your Honor, what I said was true, and because what I said was true, I should be dismissed.